Conditional approval for Pharma Niaga manufactured vaccine granted. Aid incoming as India struggles to contain infection surge. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohanapriya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. Malaysia has granted conditional approval to another COVID-19 vaccine to be used in the country. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the Drug Control Authority DCA has approved conditional registration for emergency use for the CoronaVac vaccine produced by Chinese pharmaceutical company Sinovac Life Sciences Limited Sinovac. Explaining further in a statement today, Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham said the vaccine will be manufactured by Pharma Niaga Life Science in Berhad via fill and finish manufacturing from bulk to finished product, which is the first ever done in the country. This is a significant milestone for Malaysia, who previously had to rely on imported vaccine and plasma products. The Health DG also said that this conditional registration requires the holding company to submit analysis of the latest data by rolling submission that will be evaluated by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Division (NPRA) to ensure that the effectiveness and safety of the vaccine is always updated and the benefits over risk of each vaccine remains positive. Previously, on 12th January, Pharma Niaga signed an agreement with Sinovac to supply 14 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine, the bottling process of which was done at a high-tech factory in Puchong, Selangor. Then, on 26th January, Pharma Niaga signed an agreement to supply 12 million doses of CoronaVac COVID-19 vaccine to Malaysia. A total of 504,165 individuals have completed receiving both doses of their vaccine shots under the National COVID-19 Immunization Program as of yesterday. Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Adham Baba said 800,996 individuals were given the first dose during the same period, bringing the number of doses administered so far to a total of 1,305,161. Based on an infographic shared on his official Twitter page today, Selangor recorded the state with the highest recipient of first dose at 103,615, followed by Kuala Lumpur, 87,609, and Sarawak, 83,588. Selangor also recorded the highest number of recipients who had completed both doses, totaling 70,512, followed by Sarawak, 51,031, and Perak, 50,580. According to the Special Committee on COVID-19 Vaccine Supply, as of yesterday, only 38.2% or over 9.2 million of the targeted group registered to receive the vaccine injection. According to the immunization program, the implementation period of the second phase is from this month until August this year, involving 9.4 million senior citizens aged 60 and above, as well as the vulnerable groups with morbidity problems, in addition to persons with disabilities. The third phase, scheduled from May to February 2022, is for individuals aged 18 and above, targeting 14 million people, who include non-citizens. 50,000 students will receive free electronic devices through the Cerdik initiative at the end of May. Currently, 13,000 devices have been distributed by government-linked companies, GLCs, and government-linked investment companies, GLIC, to several district education offices. Yayasan Hasanah, through a media statement, informed that over 1,000 students have already received their devices. The remaining 100,000 devices will be expected to be fully distributed by the end of September this year. Cerdik is a long-term initiative that focuses on two core components, which are access to devices as well as data connectivity. All devices have been pre-installed with the latest firmware and applications to support and enhance the learning process of the students in school for the next 3 years. The program, which is a joint effort by the Finance Ministry and Education Ministry, attempts to bridge the learning gap in digital education among primary and secondary school students in Malaysia. 2 men and a boy were killed while another boy was seriously injured in a crash involving a car and a motorcycle along Jalan Kuala Nerang, Semaliang in Kuala Nerang. Padang Terap District Police Chief DSP Mulki Aman Mansar said the victims who died in the 4:15 p.m. incident were the driver and passenger of a car as well as the rider of a motorcycle, while the pillion rider was seriously injured. He said preliminary investigations found that a 37-year-old man was driving a car with his 6-year-old son on board from Semaliang to Kuala Nerang, while a 20-year-old man was riding a motorbike with an 11-year-old riding pillion heading in the opposite direction. The man driving the car is said to have lost control of the vehicle after trying to avoid hitting an animal which suddenly crossed the road. He said the driver of the car, his son, the motorcyclist, died at the scene and their bodies were taken to Sultanah Bahia Hospital in Alustar for an autopsy. Meanwhile, the 11-year-old victim, who was seriously injured, was taken to the Kuala Nerang Hospital for further treatment. The case is being investigated under Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. 2 anglers died after they were struck by lightning when they were taking shelter under a tree at the fishing pond in Kampung Cempaka, Lanchang and Temerloh yesterday. Muhammad Farhan Zainal Abidin, 20, and Muhammad Fitri Fahmi Hashim, 27, both from Lanchang, were with 3 other friends who had gone to the pond at 12:30 afternoon. Temerloh District Police Chief ACP Muhammad Yusri Othman said the Lanchang Police Station received a call reporting the incident at about 4 p.m. The medical assistant from Clinic Lanchang had made the call. Investigations found that one of the victim's friends went back home to fetch his mobile phone, while the 2 other friends claimed that they were about to pick up fishing rods when they saw the 2 victims collapse after being struck by lightning. They then immediately brought the 2 victims to Clinic Lanchang, where they were pronounced dead on arrival. Their remains were sent to the hospital Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah, Temerloh, for post-mortem. The National Sports Council MSN is targeting to send 33 Malaysian athletes to compete in the Tokyo Olympics, scheduled to take place in 89 days in July. Its Director General Dato' Ahmad Shapawi Ismail said this estimate was based on the qualified championships that will be held soon, including the Malaysian Badminton Open and the FINA Diving Championship. To date, 12 athletes have secured their slots in the Olympics, including the nation's 2 cycling world champions, Azizul Hasni Awang and Muhammad Shah Firdaus Sahrum.
Kita menjangkakan untuk Olimpik lebih kurang 33 orang, mungkin less, because banyak kejohanan kelaikan telah dibatalkan, dan juga untuk Paralimpik mungkin dalam 35 orang, tertakluk kepada antara sekarang sampai ke qualifying dalam bulan Jun.
Met after the flagging of ceremony for the Road to Tokyo 2020 support tour at Bangunan Datuk Jaafar Muhammad, Kota Iskandar, Johor Bahru. He also informed that several athletes have received the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine and scheduled to receive the second dose on 4th May. Meanwhile, Azizul Hasni Awang and Muhammad Shah Firdaus Sahrum will receive their jabs as soon as they return from Australia later in June. Updates on the local football scene. The Malaysian Super League, Perak FC failed to collect the full 3 points after yet another defeat, this time at the hands of Melaka United FC last night. The encounter, which took place at the Perak Stadium, saw the Boss Garu squad failing to capitalise on opportunities to score after repeated disappointment for the offensive finisher. On the contrary, Melaka United appeared to be more dominant as they kept the action dangerously well nearby the Perak goal post. The only goal of the match came on the 61st minute after winger Wan Zaharul Nizam Wan Zakaria effortlessly slotted in the ball from Stefan Nikolac, well out of reach of Perak goalkeeper Azri Ghani. The 1-0 score maintained all the way until the full-time whistle was blown. Following the match, Perak FC dropped to 10th place in the standings, while Melaka United went up to 8th.
Before they go to Earth, meet 22.